So ever since the 2003 invasion of Iraq led by the United States and the toppling of Saddam Hussein and his Ba'ath Party, Iran has exerted a great deal of influence across Iraq through a range of different measures, through close ties with political figures who'd been hiding in Iran during the Ba'athist era, and also through the military and political strategy of a leading general in the Revolutionary Guard Corps called Qasem Soleimani. And what this has done is it's ensured Iran has a great deal of influence across the Iraqi state. And I guess what the protesters are seeing is that they are frustrated at the ongoing influence of Iran. They're frustrated that Iran is seen to put its own interests and the interests of its allies, the political elites, above anyone else. And that is really a narrative that finds traction amongst young Iraqis who are really angry at the level of corruption, the level of unemployment, and the lack of opportunities.
Why is it, though, that we're seeing this anger boil over into the streets now, do you think? I mean, in Karbala, a Shiite city, is it that people are only just starting to question the dominance of Shiite powerhouse Iran?
So we need to contextualize this and say, look, Iraq is a majority Shia country. The Shia have been in power across Iraq since 2003, since the elections that followed the toppling of Saddam Hussein. And since that point, Iran has exerted a great deal of influence across the state. But since that point as well, there's been widespread frustration at the political, social, and economic context and situations which have got worse in recent years. They've got incredibly bad for young people in particular, which has forced them to the streets. It's forced them to take to the streets in protest at the economic situation, at the lack of opportunities, and ultimately the lack of hope. And I think what has happened is that protesters have begun to see what a powerful and in many ways nefarious influence Iran has on events in Iraq. And just like they've turned on their elites, just like they turned on the politicians and the corrupt sectarian leaders, they're now turning on Iran because they see Iran as one of the main reasons why this current system is being maintained.
What about in Lebanon? We've seen Iran-backed Hezbollah try to stop the protesters. What is it that Iraq is worried about there? Iran, sorry.
So I guess Iran has exerted a great deal of influence in Lebanon through Hezbollah. But Hezbollah has ensured that it has influence in Lebanon because of the sectarian system that gives particular groups access to the resources of the state, access to political structures. But what that's done is it's enshrined sectarian difference right at the heart of the political project. And from there, there's been this socio-economic manifestation of sectarianism, whereby if you're a member of a particular sect, then you would distribute goods, services, and finance to the members of your sect, regardless of whether that's in the best interests of the country. And so what we're seeing here is that the Lebanese protesters, who are frustrated and again angry at the current political system, are now facing a Hezbollah supported by Iran, who sees that its own position in Lebanon and Iran's position across the region is being called into question because the very nature of politics, this sectarian order in Lebanon, is being called into question by protesters who are not happy with how things are being organized right now.